So I'm moving across the country right now, and I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I'm gonna tell the story about it. So I'm a manifestation girly, a healing girly, a self-love journey, a self-actualizing and spiritual awakening girly. Taking things one day at a time, and that's all I can do. So what I've been learning over the last year or so is like, you really need to be in the present moment. When it comes to manifestation, you can't be too far ahead, and you damn sure can't be in the past. You have to be in the present moment. So I'm telling you, like, I just keep being reminded of this, keep being reminded of this, keep being reminded of this. Whether it is literally things shifting and having to pivot and not knowing what's next, or it's like, okay, moving across the states, moving across the country, don't know how it's gonna, don't quite know how all of that's going to fit together, but I know I'm doing it, and this is where we are. So for those of y'all who don't know me, my name is Ifeani, and me and my boo, like, me and my partner, we had already decided we were moving out of our apartment. We just got to the point, like, we were just financially in a space where we were like, okay, we gotta move smarter than this. Like, wasn't that we couldn't necessarily afford where we were, but we were like, well, no, real shit, no, it just was too expensive. And I was just like, we need to move better than this. Like, this isn't it. So we just decided, okay, we're going to move out of our apartment, and we're going to set a date. We talked to our apartment, let them know we're going to move out on this this. They gave us the time window in which we can move out, and we were like, all right, that works for us. Let's move out on this date. I already said it. Now, with that being said, you know, we're in the Los Angeles area, and apartment hunting here can be a little bit different compared to like apartment hunting where I've lived in other states. If you know, you fucking know. A lot of things are like, you have to go and like go search for it. Everything is not going to be online. Things are really kind of in the past a little bit in that way, I guess I want to say, dated a little bit in just the sense of like, you have to go and find it. Like, there are going to be signs and maybe phone numbers out like, oh, this is for rent, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not like you can just go online, find your apartment, apply, move in next week. No. And also another thing about Los Angeles, like, people move people can move slow. There's a fast side of Los Angeles, but there's also a very cool, like, laid back side of Los Angeles where a lot of people just move fucking slow. So with that being said, the apartment search for me has always been like an interesting one out here in Los Angeles because of my financial situation, also because of like what has gone on. So like, for me, it's like, okay, I'm trying to stay in a certain budget, certain areas, we both have kids, so we have to keep that in mind, like all these things. And then also the time frames in which it might take people to get back to you with apartments. Now, mind you, that's not everybody's experience, but that's been my experience over the past 2 years. Moving here, though, I was able to look and get an apartment and not have too many issues. So, but y'all know what I'm saying. So we started that process, and we started looking for apartments, and just nothing really kind of like stuck and felt right. Like, we went to a couple of different places, and we're like, okay, this is going to be like this. We really like this, but it was always missing something. Like, either it wasn't going to be in the space, or it was a little bit above the budget, or not necessarily in the right area that we wanted, or didn't have like what we were looking for. So it just like, all of it just kind of was feeling like, to me personally, like, and I kept getting these messages, kept getting these readings and things, and seeing these things that was just like, you're going to be presented with a whole bunch of options right now. So, you know, be aware of that. You're going to be presented with a whole bunch of options, but the one that feels right, you're going to immediately know it. So every time I would get these different options of apartments, I was just kind of feeling like, Mind you, we creeping up on a date that we got to move out. So of course it's getting a little bit more to the wire, and we like, okay. And you know, worst come to worst, okay, we'll just put our stuff in storage. We'll stay somewhere. Like, it's okay to be able to get the thing that we actually need as a family. We found this apartment, y'all. And the apartment was in a beautiful area. I'm talking about beautiful. It was priced within our budget, and it was bigger than what we expected. It's 2-bedroom, 2-bath, all the amenities you could think of, everything that we needed, like easy move in, least special, just all of that shit. So I'm like, oh my God, Sort, this is amazing. I'm just in my mind, I'm like, it's feeling like, oh, it was giving a little bit of that too good to be true energy, but I was like, no, Like, I'm standing in it. I'm standing firm in it. I'm like, no, we deserve this. Is amazing. This is great. It's in our price range. Oh my goodness. Like, it has everything we need. So I was shopping online for it. And in previous times, I had always been like hesitant, not taking action on things. And what I had learned from that was like, you missed a lot of the opportunities because you're overthinking and you're taking your time and you're not, proactive. So when I saw the apartment, I talked to him. We talked about it together. I decided, you know what, let's go ahead and apply. We put all of our information in, paid the holding deposit, paid the application fees. And this was right after everything happened with the fire. So they was like, we're going to waive the application fees out here to help the people who are impacted by the wildfires in Los Angeles. So we like, okay, bet. We already had everything we needed. We applied, put the money down or whatever. And I'm like, okay, bet this is it. And we just gonna wait. We just gonna wait it out. We just gonna chill. We just gonna relax. Bam. We got our apartment. We ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm taking stuff off the walls. I'm starting to pack, getting ready for my new place. So it was over the weekend. We had some work and stuff to do. I had a job that I had booked. And on Sunday, we were like, we're going to go look at the apartment. So Sunday comes, we get there, and we're like, all right, let's go see if we can do this self-guided tour. We're going to look at everything and see how we really feel, if it really is as good as it is seems online. We get there a little bit early because we were like already out and about. We were like, let's just see if we can go early for our appointment. They'll probably let us in. They let us in. It was self-guided. We went through the place. We went to a couple of different apartments. We weren't able to see the one that we had applied for, but we were able to see the layout. So in the middle of it, we're looking at the apartments. Some of them are like updated, and we're like, oh, this is really nice. Like, it's not the exact layout, but it's nice. We can see what the appliances and everything look like. So we like, okay, this is cool. So we go to the next apartment, right? We see 2 apartments that were updated. We go to the next apartment. It's not updated. And on the website, I look back at it and I realize that it says that they have affordable housing apartments. So I'm like, oh, okay. Not updated. When I tell you it's the oldest shit in there that they could have possibly had. And it's not no judgment to no old stuff or whatever, but it's just like, it was like, oh, this is a drastic difference between what the apartments look like. So I'm like, okay, so is this what I'm getting or is that what I'm getting? I don't know. Of course, I get a little bit antsy. I'm like, all right, what we doing? What's going on? Because we haven't seen an apartment. We don't know which kind it is. And it's not on the internet no more, so we can't go look at it. So we just laughing or whatever. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it because either way, this apartment overall is decent. It has the space that I need. It's going to be it's going to be fine. We're going to make it into what it needs to be. But I'm telling y'all, that apartment had like holes and stuff. It was just clear that they was just like, whatever. They did not care because it was affordable housing, which is unfortunate. So I'm just like, okay, we're going to go through there. We're going to look. We're gonna keep looking. We're going to hold an open mind. We're going to be like, yes, we got this. I bet you I'm in my mind. I'm in my manifestation bag. In my mind, I'm like, I bet you it's going to be updated. It's going to be updated. We ain't even got to worry about it. So we get down to the front after going on our self tour. We looked at the place. We was like, okay, this is pretty nice building, overall setup. And we asked the guy, we said, could you tell us about the apartment we applied for? This is the apartment number. Could you tell us and give us information? He goes and says, I don't know what it's going to look like. Honestly, they're in there. They had to do some major renovation. So I have no idea what the inside is going to look like. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, they about to. I'm like, oh yeah, they about to update the apartment and we gonna go in there and it's under market value. We got the money. It's the space. It's the exactly what we need. It's on the beachfront. It's all type. The area is everything, and they about to update it. What? I'm celebrating at this point. Do you understand? I'm just celebrating. I'm like, yes, this is our spot. Hey, yeah. I'm like super geeked. I'm like, yes, all the manifestation is coming in. It's coming in hot. I already know. Okay, y'all, I'm running out of time. So y'all got to come back for part 2. This part 1. Y'all got to come back for part 2.